Now that the English transfer window is shut, some players may be regretting not making a move. Whether it was for money or other reasons, a transfer just did not happen. So today, I'll be looking at 5 star players who should have left their club this summer. The first player on our list is someone who looks set to move as soon as the transfer window opened. Last year in the Championship, no one won more fouls or created more chance per 90 minutes than Aston Villa's Jack Grealish, so a move to a big club was definitely on the cards. Throughout the summer, Grealish was constantly linked with a move to Spurs, and there's nothing that Mauricio Pochettino loves more than developing young English players. Think of Harry Winks, Dele Alli, and of course Harry Kane. Grealish would have joined a very strong English core in the Spurs lineup. Grealish's ability to ghost past a defender and find that killer ball would have also taken some of the burden off Spurs' Christian Eriksen. When the Dane isn't in the team, Spurs don't look as dangerous. But as usual with Tottenham, their hard ball tactic in the transfer window, mastered by Daniel Levy, has backfired. At the beginning of the transfer window, Aston Villa were in a bit of a financially sticky situation. But after being taken over by Chinese owners, they no longer rely on the incoming money from transfers, meaning that Grealish was double the price at the end of the transfer window. So a move never materialised for the youngster, and he's now in limbo. He's far too good for the Championship and hasn't been given the chance to push and test himself at the highest level in England. And next up, we stick with Spurs and another long-running transfer saga throughout the summer, however this time on the outgoing list. It's Danny Rose. Rose formed a deadly partnership at fullback with Kyle Walker over the last few seasons for Spurs, but after Kyle Walker left last season, it left a dip in Rose's form as well. This is partly due to injury and partly due to the fact he was criticising the club's transfer targets. Apparently, signing players that Rose had to Google didn't quite fit in well with the Leeds-born left-back. That, alongside his criticism of the club's wage structure, meant that he fell down the pecking order in Pochettino's books, and for most of the season he had to sit on the bench and watch Ben Davies make a better job at left-back. Rose's misery was compounded this summer as his place in the national team for the World Cup was taken by a right-footed winger in Ashley Young, and so a move looked likely to gain his spot back both at club and international level. So after that summer of being rejected from the England starting lineup and from Tottenham, it looked like a fresh start was needed. Rose was linked to both Manchester clubs and also was part of a deal for Ryan Sessegnon that Spurs put towards Fulham before Schalke got in touch just before the English transfer window closed in a potential loan deal. But as we've seen before, Englishmen don't fare too well abroad, and with England being the only squad at the World Cup whose players 100% came from a domestic league, it seems unlikely that he'll move in the remaining transfer windows in Italy, Spain and Germany. Next up is a Brazilian who is definitely an A-list player on most clubs' list. However, one of the clubs that don't really rate him that highly is unfortunately his own. He's endeared himself to the fans with energy, pace and some fantastic dribbling skills. However, Willian always finds himself down the pecking order at Chelsea. He was linked with a move to Manchester United to join up with former manager Jose Mourinho, as well as a move to Barcelona, where on the right-hand side Ousmane Dembele is still finding his feet in La Liga. However, a move never came around, and now he's stuck at Chelsea with no Champions League football and potentially playing second fiddle to Hazard and Pedro. The good news though, new Chelsea boss Maurizio Sarri has a wildly different system to that of former incumbent Antonio Conte, meaning there could be room for Willian, Pedro and Hazard all in the same team. In recent years, Jose Mourinho has been known for publicly calling out players that he feels haven't been doing enough both on and off the pitch. Think Luke Shaw. But no one has received more flack from the Portuguese manager than Anthony Martial. It seems like he's the kind of guy who really rubs Mourinho up the wrong way. He sometimes mooches through games, doesn't put in too much effort, and reportedly isn't the hardest worker in training. But with all that going on, things reportedly came to a tipping point this summer when Anthony Martial left the squad's pre-season tour in America to be there for the birth of his child back in England. He then didn't rejoin the team afterwards, which absolutely angered Jose Mourinho, leading to a 2-week wage fine. This of course fueled rumours that he was going to be leaving Old Trafford, with the likes of Tottenham, Barcelona and Dortmund all interested, as well as Manchester United offering him to Bayern Munich as part of a swap deal for defender Jerome Boateng. But the transfer window shut in England, meaning that any potential move to the likes of Spurs isn't possible. However, he could still find himself on the continent come the 1st of September. So what happens next is absolutely anybody's guess. Maybe the Frenchman will stay at Old Trafford, knuckle down and win his spot back in the team and in the French national team, or he'll spend the next few months sulking and being moved on at the next opportunity. Now, if winning 3 Champions League titles in a row doesn't win the trust of your club, then what will? Well, that's exactly what Keylor Navas has done in the last few seasons, as he's put in some fantastic performances from Real Madrid, all whilst under the constant pressure of being replaced by a newer, younger, more exciting goalkeeper. First it was David De Gea, then Hugo Lloris, and finally Thibaut Courtois has made the move to Madrid. Real finally sealed a £35 million deal for Courtois. However, the warning signs have been there for a while for Navas, and he didn't leave the club, which now means that he's more than likely going to be a bench warmer this season. Now, while there's no doubt that Courtois is a top quality keeper, Navas still has a massive claim to stake when it comes to taking the #1 jersey at Real Madrid. He may be short, but you don't win as much as Real have done with a bad keeper in between the sticks. So if he can't find a way out of the club within the next few weeks before the European transfer window shuts, it seems like one of Europe's most competent goalkeepers will have to settle for a season playing backup. So there you have it, 5 players who are left at the altar when the English transfer window shut. Now of course some of them can still move to European clubs, so you should let me know in the comment section below who you think should move and where they should be moving to. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.